Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, and I'm continuing to play through the games I bought from the PlayStation store in the New Year's sale. Actually, there's going to be more than I said. I think originally I said I bought 8 games for £20, which I did, but in the time since then I bought I think another 6. All of them were again a few pounds. I think one was maybe £4. So I'll be doing those as well. Probably straight through. There might be some interruption with some gaming news if there is any gaming news I want to talk about, but other than that I'll be running through probably more than the 8. So this one is called Get Even. It's probably the only game that I bought. It's certainly the one that was the most money. It was £4.99, which isn't a lot, but in the sale context it was the most money. And it's the only one that I've thought about buying often before because it looked interesting. And I'm on a kind of, I don't know, I'd say chapter 2, so I'm not going to do mega spoilers because these kind of games, a lot of it's about not knowing. So there's been some things that have already happened, and I've woken up here. And as far as I can understand from the game, it doesn't tell you a lot of what's going on exactly, but I'm like a special agent. I was sent in to rescue a girl who was kidnapped. I don't think I was very successful, and I've woken up here, which is kind of where I think I was when I was trying to rescue the girl. A lot of this game, anyway, I'll come to that. I'll walk around a little bit. The game looks nice, not amazing, I wouldn't say, but it's good. It's a good looking game. It's not. I think it's maybe 4 or 5 years old, so it's not that new, but it looks good for what it is. It certainly takes up quite a lot more memory than most of the other games of this sort I've bought, so if that's anything to judge by or go by. But first thing I'll say, and I'm not going to make a very long video about this game because again I don't want to spoil the game for anybody who wants to play it, although like I said it's been out for quite a long time. But a lot of it is, you can see in my hand I've got a kind of PDA thing, and a lot of it is just like you get this bit where you've got all these different things you can do on this is night vision, and there's a camera thing, and a lot of it is you see something on this device on the left. There'll be little green dots that light up when you've got some evidence, that's what they call it, of what's going on and what's happened to you, the girl, where you are, and then you'll have to go there and take a picture of it, and it will register that you've got the evidence. It's a bit like taking pictures in Watch Dogs Legion, if you ever played that, where you've got to line them up and take a picture for one of the missions or something like that. But it's very directional. You really have to get into exactly the right place. The little white square in the middle of your PDA goes green when you can take a picture, but you have to, sometimes I walk around something and I thought that's not it, and then you have to get exactly in the right angle to do it. Can be a bit annoying. I think there's something over at that. I played to this bit a little bit before and then I came out of it because I had something to do, so I think it's gone back. So let's see if there's something here. Yeah, you can see there, that's it. You can see the little 2 green dots light up, and there's 3, and then you have to find the thing that you're looking for. You kind of get used to the sort of thing it's going to be. So here it's obviously going to be that thing on the floor there, but it's a bit fiddly. It's so fiddly, it's already annoying me. Sometimes you have to get it exactly at the right side of it as well. I found that before. Oh, there you see. And that doesn't look like where it would be on the screen. It's confusing. You'd have thought you put the PDA over the thing you're taking a picture of, but it doesn't exactly work like that. So it's a fiddly little thing. No, that's not it. Now I've lost it again. Ah! Oh, that's very weird. So you saw that I was in that little up there, and I tried to take a picture, and I've ended up all the way back there. That's very strange. Don't know how that happened. Very odd. Anyway, you've seen the general thing with that. I'm not going to bother now. I can't be bothered to take a picture. So you take a picture of that, and you can see how fiddly that is. It's annoying, and that happens often. Not the fiddly, well, the fiddly annoying part does, but just taking a picture of it happens quite often, and then it will just register, here's some evidence of something, but you don't really get to see why. It doesn't tell you much other than you've got some evidence. It's not, as far as I can see, giving you some great storybook of like, here's the evidence you've collected. I couldn't find anything like that anyway. Maybe later, or maybe I'm missing it. Even if I'm not missing it, the point is that it's, I don't know, it's that's what the game is so far, to be honest. It's walking around a lot. Yes, a few things have happened that aren't that. I'm not saying it's all that, but a large majority of what I've done so far is what I'm doing now. It's walking around inside buildings with this thing looking for evidence. You find things that you can open, obviously. And you can go inside. Oh, I can't go inside there. But yeah, there's lots of walking around, lots of things you can't go into, lots of things you can go into. But that's kind of what the game's been. And it's not amazingly scary if it's supposed to be a kind of horror game. I think it's a psychological horror-y kind of action-y game from what I kind of read. And the environments look good, but what I'm doing now is what I've done already in the game. You know, you can see there's more green dots there, so there's going to be something else to take a picture of, which is going to be whatever, it might be that chair, I don't know what the hell it's going to be. And the reason I'm saying it like that is that, for me, and you know, people may find this really exciting, but I find that boring. In Watch Dogs Legion, for example, I know it's a different kind of game, but when you use this mechanism of taking a picture of something, it's literally you take the picture, you go and you off to do the mission or to do something else. In this is what you do. You're walking around this place, which looks like this, and once you've seen this environment in a movie or in a game, it is what it is. Okay, it's an old ruined building, wow. But you're just walking around with your PDA, looking for evidence and taking pictures. And yeah, a few other things have happened, but they weren't mega exciting, to be honest. And I'm sure some other things are going to happen. But if the only thread in the game in between, and it may change later, but this is early game, and I think all games should be judged by how the early game plays out, because that's where you lose people. If the early game chapters are just walking around with a PDA waiting for green dots to come up so you can take a picture of something to add to some evidence, that's obviously going to be evidence there, there's a TV or something. Why am I alone here? Because this is an empty building, I suppose. Why would anyone else be here? But yeah, then it's not that interesting, because there's a limit to how interesting that can be for me. And it's not even got the thing of some of the other horror games that I played a bit more and didn't like Soma and Amnesia, where it's more scary. I'm not saying I was scared, but the atmosphere and what happens, these jump scares, is slightly more scary. This is much more open-y kind of building. Yeah, it's an old creepy building, but it's not got that dark, oppressive atmosphere that some of them have. So you're literally just walking around. You might as well be a tourist. I'm just come here to this old building to take pictures for reference of what Victorian architecture was like, or whatever it is. And for me, no, I don't. I've already said to you on the channel many times, horror games don't really usually connect with me. I bought quite a lot in the sale because they were the ones that were on deep discount, and I just thought, let me try one. This one I actually wanted to try from time, and it's actually a bit boring. And I don't really think I can just wander around buildings with a PDA taking pictures when green dots come up for endless amounts of time, not knowing in the future whether anything really interesting is going to happen anyway. I mean, maybe it will, but do I really want to do this to get to it, and do I really want to do this full stop? So yeah, get even. It is what it is. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend this unless you want to walk around with a PDA taking pictures of stuff. And in that, like I said, in that context, and other games, not just Watch Dogs Legion, there's plenty of games where you pick up evidence and stuff. But usually when you do, it comes back to this is like connected with that, and you'll talk to somebody else, or you'll look at your own connections of how this means that. But this just like collects evidence and says, oh, that's that, and then that's it. So yeah, I'm sure that it's going to lead to something more exciting, but whether I've got the patience or the interest to find out what that is, I don't know. I could walk around my own house with a phone doing this and it would be more interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming. Till next time, take care for now.